took my stick. Oh, yo.
Hey everybody, today is July 3rd, and we have a special guest with us today. I got one of my really good buddies from high school, and we worked together and just lived together our whole life. And
he introduced me to my wife.
Yep, introduced him to his wife. And so as a favor that he's repaying, he agreed to hike us way into the woods here in the Pennsylvania mountains today. I'm already out of breath, and I want John to introduce himself, and he's taking us rattlesnake hunting today, and we're excited.
So yeah, as you said, my name is John Hebenthal. We're out here looking for large male timber rattlesnakes. It's the season right now. There's some stipulation that the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat puts on. It has to be a male, it has to be over 42 inches, and we'll cover more of that once we pick up a snake. And so equipment for the day, I'm running a hook that I fabbed up at work real quick. He's running some tongs. We've got some tubes as well, a tape, and then a bag, and then any 100% leather boot. The boots don't have to be like hard or anything. Obviously, these are pretty soft, so are those. But as long as it's leather, you're snake proof as high as your leather goes, and then you can get some chaps over top of that as well. Yeah, a little bit more about me and how I got into it. I've been fascinated by snakes and reptiles my entire life. Living in Pennsylvania, that doesn't give me too much to play with, but I've always been really fascinated by rattlesnakes. And growing up, I'd never really gotten a chance to be around them too much. And then bouncing around the state, I ended up finding a DOR, which is a dead-on-road rattlesnake. And when exploring from there, got completely obsessed with it. And now most of my free time, whenever the temperatures are above 60 degrees, is spent looking for rattlesnakes in all parts of the state.
You gonna look for it, John?
I'm gonna look for its buddy that came out 5 minutes earlier. So yeah, they're still under. But
do you ever shine a light under to look for them?
yeah, but typically, actually, if you have good sun, just using your phone like a mirror to reflect it in there is the best route to go. But
I didn't know if that was like frowned upon or...
no, the big one is do not flip rocks.
Okay.
You're not allowed to flip rocks at all. People do a lot of damage.
Destruction of habitat?
Yep.
Yeah.
So is he in that hole there?
I think right where that stick is, right? By the sound of it?
Yeah, he's in and around here. Oh, there it is. Come here.
Where's it at?
Right here.
I can't see it.
See it?
Get up close.
Right at the tip of my stick.
Oh, yo!
So, I can't tell if this is a male or female yet, but if we were to get it out, which we might get it out, just take a look at it. It's starting to warm up out here. Females have a shorter tail than males do. Males will come along and they'll taper down very gradually. Think a wedge. They'll taper down in a consistent way the whole time. Whereas females typically come along and they have almost hips. It'll come along, taper down, and then a short little stubby tail, just a tiny little thing. And males will have a longer tail. If a male tapers down, like if he had a meal or he's real full or something like that, he'll taper down, but it'll be a long tail. So we're gonna try and get some footage of this thing.
Here, John's gonna get it. Let me back up here real quick.
Brett, do you see anything over here that I would have dropped?
Hold on, let me get back here. I want to get behind the
I had it.
See its head.
Yeah, it came out for a second. I probably just spooked it. It's probably gonna run off. And that's the thing, you gotta be so gentle.
Here comes, Sean. It's coming up here.
Yep.
Right here, Montana. To the left. John, I'm gonna point at it.
Yep. I just don't like grabbing them with tongs.
You can grab it now with your hook.
Yeah, I just don't want it to dip back down in there. So I'll just coax it out. There you go. Now it's out.
There's two of them, isn't there?
Probably. No, not yet. I don't see a second one yet.
I thought I saw.
Yeah, see? They are cowards. They run from you.
There you got it, John.
It's female. I'm gonna be real gentle now. I just caught a glimpse of the tail. Nice looking rattle on her. She is pancaking herself in there. So you kind of just want to coax out what you can get.
Be careful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's wedged in there. I can't get her out.
That's fine. Let her be.
All right, let's find the next one. See how they're periscoping? They're seeing us. Oh, wow. Be careful. Well, there's a bunch under there.
Any big ones?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, I found a snake skin.
I missed that one that went over the edge there.
Yeah.
There might be more on that other rock over there.
Yeah, I hear. You hear that over there, bro?
Yeah.
There's a bunch in here. I just can't find a good way of getting them to them. I can see one here, but with this tree in the way, I can't do anything about it. I might have to come back past Rem.
Oh, I see its tail.
Oh yeah?
Yep. Right there. You see it? Yeah. About a foot in front of my hook there.
I can't stand here and get that snake.
No, I don't know if you can get it at all. Be careful, don't fall down over there.
I want to try my best not to. Those ones made a clean getaway. I give them credit for that. Oh, why would you do that?
Yeah, how do you want the grabber?
Yeah,
Here,
quickly.
right under that. It's a big one.
No, not that big.
All right. Are you gonna put it in a tube?
Yeah, I'll tube this one. It's a female though. Backpack, top shelf in the backpack is my tube.
Yeah, I got this.
Thank you. I'm gonna have you trade me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Take that back. Take that.
Got it.
You got a stick. I see your stick. It's a very pretty stick. Leave the stick, please. I got you a little better.
There we go.
All right. Now, a big male would never fit that far up in. Anybody want to touch it?
Yeah.
Feel that?
Feels weird.
Right?
Wow.
Fresh shed. Still got some iridescence on her.
Grab and take a picture with your phone.
So this is a black face. It's a female. All right. So we're gonna be as gentle as physically possible.
There's a yellow face.
There's probably a bunch of them.
Yeah, right there. See it?
Don't spook it.
Yep, that's a female too. Peek over the edge there. And if you look at that female, you can see her tail. It turns black. Can you see the one over here? It's right underneath me. Mm-hmm. It's right where that tail turns black. That's the actual tail. And you can see she's built like a sausage for all of her body. And then that short little stump of a tail.
I spotted one. Snake on her.
We're to find out if it's a male or a female. First of all, she's getting antsy. And I don't want her to get upset too much. I want to be gentle as possible. So, this being a female, we're not able to harvest her, obviously. She's also way undersized. But if you handle them gently, typically most of the time I leave females alone. But for purposes of the video, I figured it'd be a good opportunity to show you guys. The rattle is nothing more than a chain. But instead of the links being interlinked through themselves, and the last one, it's encapsulated over the top. There's no beads. There's nothing like that inside of a rattle. The rattle is simply a bunch of fingernails that link into each other, okay? So on a male, what we would do is we'd turn them over and we would count subcaudal scales. So you can see the vent right here at my thumb. What we would do is count scales from there back. 20 or more is a 21 or more is a male. 20 or less is a female. So here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 20 or less, female. Also, you can tell by the way the tail is shaped. She comes out pretty thick and then tapers off real fast. She's a pretty girl. She just shed. She had a really good shed. Eye caps both came off. I see no signs of snake fungal disease, which is something that's been affecting rattlesnakes in our area pretty heavily. Which typically what ends up happening is their nose will be deformed pretty severely to the point where it's at great detriment to the snake. But if you actually look straight down the tube, you'll be able to see she has nostrils, and then below the nostrils, between the nostrils and her eye, you'll see little holes there. Those holes are heat sensing pits. So they can see in temperature the way we see in color, which is super cool. But this is the view she gets to have every day. And if that's not just the coolest shit. 2 fingers on the snake, thumb on the tube.
And just to make sure she doesn't back around.
If she tries to, don't do anything, just hold on tight. If I tell you drop it, I mean hands up, don't shoot type status, okay? Ready? So you're just gonna go hands on tube, hands on snake, fingers on snake, yep. There you go. And a nice loose grip and support this side of her body. This is the important one. You're just gonna hold the weight, okay? A little bit further back. There you go. Now I want this in the video.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of tongs. People get way too aggressive with tongs. So I brought 2 hooks and a pair of tongs. That way everybody has something. But with tongs themselves, you can easily damage a snake if you're not paying very close attention to what you're doing. You have to be exceedingly gentle to the point where most of the time, if you're being gentle enough with a snake with tongs, it can probably escape. So I prefer to use a hook. It's just in this situation, reaching down and coming up top like I have to, the hook's probably not gonna do it. And if this snake falls, it's got a long way down. So we're gonna try and get down on her, nice and gently. There we go.
Oh, you got her?
Coming up. Now see, I'm not even denting her body, which is the really important part. You don't want to cause damage. That's a male. Give me that. This is a small male. I'll take my hook if you can get it for me.
Get down the ground, but either one.
Thank you. I'm gonna drop these tongs here, because I don't need them now. One tube and hook, and I got one with a lot of energy here. There we go. This looks like, this has the pinnings of a young male. All right, my tube, Brett, is
right
behind me.
There you go, John.
Thank you. I want to trade you.
Sure do.
Everybody's all right. He's pretty calm. He's just spooked. He doesn't like the tube. None of them really do.
I wouldn't want you to shove me in a tube either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There he goes. That might work.
Now he can turn around in there, which is what I don't want him to do. I'm gonna give him a little squeezer. There we go. Now he can't turn around anyway. It's gonna be damaging. Whoa! Never seen that before. Whoa! It disappeared.
There's something in there.
It looks like he has a little bit of an injury there.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so soft.
Yeah, their bellies are super
Montana, feel
soft. All right, now, see how long and narrow that tail is?
Yeah.
You got one?
Show the difference.
Yeah. So it's gonna be hard to tell.
Be careful going.
I seen him. It's gonna be hard to tell because he's a lot smaller than she is, but his tail is a lot more narrow. Okay, and we're gonna count and make sure I'm right. but I like my odds. I'm gonna try not to point them at anybody. No, 1, 2, 3, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So, small male. But gorgeous nonetheless. And I don't know what this is. That is interesting. It has a little bubble right there. You see that, Brett?
Yeah.
That's bubbled out right there. It's soft. And it goes away as soon as you touch it, like it's an old, like a bruise. I don't know how, and it just disappears as soon as you touch it. Yeah, on yellows you can really see those pits.
Oh yeah, right there.
And I love the eyes on these guys. The eyes on the black phase, if you look closely at the eyes on that black phase, they have this like gunmetal gray section to them, which is just phenomenal. There's a yellow phase at one of my other spots that has like sky blue eyes, but it's a female and she's gorgeous. All right, so releasing these guys, there is a very easy way to do it that doesn't harm the snake and it doesn't put you at risk. Simply put, all you want to do is find a place where the elevation drops off a little bit. Not enough that's going to hurt the snake, but enough that when the snake goes down there, you're out of the zone. So right over this edge, I have that space. So all I'm going to do, you could do it here if we wanted to. You got my hook?
I do.
All right, so you hold on to that hook.
Okay.
So all you're going to do is you're going to point the snake's head away from you, lay it out nice and long, and then lift your tube. And there it goes. Problem solved. Now we might have some venom on here now, because it could see the temperature of my hands through the tube and tried to bite through the tube. That's the safest way for the snake to have them get released, is just dropped away from you. That way they can't get after you and you can't get too rammy with them. There's one.
Okay.
Now,
Female.
there you go. All right, same thing. This is a female, so we're going to really support the hell out of her. Set her down super gently. And again, this hand,
There's venom right there.
yep, this hand's going to come off, and this hand's going to hold on. There we go. She's free. She is free to do as she pleases.
She's bigger.
Yes, she is bigger. She's older, too.
Yeah, get that one, Taylor. That's the venom. Can you see it in there?
There she goes.
That's how you do that. Ram, hang out where you're at. She's warmed up. She is able to move pretty quickly.
You saying that's another female?
I think so.
We don't have to tube it.
Yeah, we don't have to tube it.
It's small.
Brett, do you want to hold one?
No, it's okay. If it's just, yep, I don't want to piss anything off.
Because that one's got a decent amount of energy, having been warmed up on the rock.
Yep.
Our way out this ridge, and we were just getting ready to work our way back to drop down over here, and John decided to take a quick walk about, I don't know, 15 yards from where our stuff was, and he said he saw a big yellow phase over here, and we saw that big skin he saw a minute ago, so we're gonna try and catch it here. John's getting ready.
He's in position.
This one's getting ready to shed. That's why it didn't see me. It's got really light eyes. Guys, the only place I'm going to be able to work this snake is back by you.
Okay.
Brett?
Yep. We'll come back.
You stay there till he moves.
Yep.
Brett, you come back with me.
Oh, that's a good one. Do you want the grips at all?
No.
Oh, it's a big one. Yeah, make it big one. I'll mount that
Oh,
side.
dude. Oh, get back there.
Oh, it's not too big. Dang.
It's not as big as I thought. It's cold. It's a male. And it wants to go into shed.
You gonna tube it?
Yep. At least I'm pretty sure I am. As long as I quit kicking shit and scaring the hell out of him.
You got it. Good work, John.
Thank you.
I think I want to hold that one.
That's a good idea.
Because that's a bigger one.
Oh yeah. See the size of that tail?
Yeah, it's a male.
That's a male. There's another big male. And it's probably
Is this a legal
right
one?
over on that rock. I don't know. It might be. I think
you want to measure it for the video?
yeah. I think this is gonna end up being like 39.
Can I count the thing?
Yeah, go ahead, count them off.
You start right here, right?
Right
That's
at the,
first
right at
one.
the vent. Oh, hold on, you gotta pull that vent back. You'll see one underneath. See the vent, the scale underneath?
Yep.
Right there. So 1, 2, 3, go from there.
Which one's 3? That one?
Tip my fingernail.
Okay. 4, 5. Maybe 27?
All right. So this is definitely a male. It's not a big male.
I mean, it's big to me.
Yeah, I would mount
Okay,
it.
so here's how you do it, okay? So measuring a snake in the tube. Put it up at their nose, give them a little squeeze and keep riding the tape up until they straighten out. So right now, tape's at the top of them. I'm gonna hold this tape down flat, okay, right there. And now we're just gonna rub the tape on the snake.
Yep. 40.
Be close.
Be very close.
Hold on, pinch that at 30. 43 and a half, 44. This is a legal male if anybody wants to tag it. We will sit down and do paperwork right now.
I will.
If you want.
I will. What do you
right.
think, John?
I like the idea. So with tagging a snake, we got that taken care of. Tags all filled out. I'd love to show you that. However, it's got the county listed on that, and we are in a top secret location. So in either case, bagging a snake is extremely similar to releasing a snake. The only difference is you're releasing it into a bag. You still don't want to cause any undue stress. Want to show as much respect to the animal as physically possible. Brett has decided he wants to harvest this one.
First one ever.
We put the tape on it twice, came out to be about 45 inches with a kink or 2 in there. So it's probably out around 47 when it all is said and done. Male, 26, 27 subquaddle scales. But we're gonna put this in the bag. We decided he wants to harvest it. So we still want to treat the animal with as much respect as possible. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the back half of the snake in just your regular old pillowcase, okay? Sometimes more difficult than tubing them. All right. Now, this is where the tongs or a hook comes in handy.
Yeah, the tongue's right here.
So I'm gonna pull this all the way up here so that the top of the snake's head is by my hand, okay? And I'm gonna shake this down and I'm gonna drop the whole lot of it and I'm gonna get the snake into the back of the pillowcase so that I can tie off the front of the pillowcase. That looks something like this. I'm gonna remove this hand, shake the snake down, and clamp the snake off as much as possible. He's still not out of the tube. So now the snake is completely behind in there. So now you take tongs, or another thing you can do is you just pull your hook till the snake is completely secluded in that spot and it can't get up to here. Step on your hook, make sure the snake stays down there. Cinch him down a little bit. There's a lot more room in there than what it looks like, I promise you that. You don't want to touch that bag. They have heat sensitive pits. They can see your fingers through it. Now at this point you can tie it off with a zip tie. You can tie a knot in it. I have these little bungee boys here that work quite well for it. But now that snake has calmed down already because we put him in a dark, secluded spot where he feels a little more safe. He is still full well aware that something weird is happening. I get asked this all the time. How do you get them out of the woods alive? It's actually a pretty simple answer. You carry them out. I wish it was more interesting than that. We're about to get friggin' dumped on, I see. All right, so now I know the snake is in the bottom half of the bag. I can freely touch the top half of this bag without issue. So we're just gonna work the snake into the backpack. A little shakedown. We want this part to stay up. You do not want to have to dig around for that part of it whenever it's time to get the snake out of the bag.
All right, so we did harvest our first rattlesnake as a crew here, Brett's first one ever. All thanks to John here. Again, thank you very much for allowing us to come with you and harvest a snake.
Absolutely.
You know, the season runs for about a month or so yet, so we'll see. Maybe we'll get out a couple more times, see if I can't get one, see if Montana can't get one. Maybe John gets a nice one he's been looking for. So, but we'll see.
It's gonna be hard to find that one.
Yeah.
The one he wants. But definitely something we're hopefully gonna maybe get into coming in the following years. And I know Brett wants to go out and try and find some of our own spots and get into it. But if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely let us know. Definitely had a fun time doing it today. Definitely enjoyed it, and said we want to get back out here if we can. Definitely share this if you guys know anybody into snake hunting or whatnot. And if you aren't already, subscribe. We're almost at 1,000 here. We're on our road there, so greatly appreciate it.